So the next technique of scaling is referred to as semantic differential scale. This is basically a scaling technique which is quite popularly used in social science research. I believe that all of you are quite aware of the term semantic. This basically refers to the science of meanings. You have come across this term while you read the semantic barriers in communication in your business communication subject. Business communication was a subject which was included in your second sem or third sem syllabus probably. So, in case of semantic differential scale, the researcher wants to capture the psychological meanings of the attitudes of an object from the respondents using bipolar adjectives. Now, you will understand what bipolar adjectives means when you go through the example. Now, let me tell you that semantic differential scale is quite popularly used for studies such as brand image or institutional image. In case of semantic differential scale, the researcher develops an odd point scale and the respondent is asked to tick on the appropriate number that will represent his attitudinal disposition towards the object. So let us look at the example, because unless and until you look at the example, you will not understand. In this example, there was a survey conducted in a retail shop where the retail store wanted to find out or conducted a survey to find out the different characteristics of the retail store and the image of the retail store in the mind of the customers. So there were 35 phrases which was then reduced to 8 groups, where all the groups were referring to different characteristics of the retail store, such as physical characteristics. It could be prices charged by the retail store. It could be the convenience in parking the vehicles. So there may be many, it could be the variety of products also. So there were many issues that were studied. Now, the excerpts from the survey are collected and is given in the exhibit, is given in the example. So, here you can understand that here there are two phrases. In the first phrase, it is referring to convenience of reaching the store from the residence of the customers, and then the varieties of products offered. So, see here, I have to use the board. I believe that the board is visible. So you can understand from this that on the left hand side, that is on the left extreme, you have nearby, and on the in the first case, and on the right extreme it is distant. So a respondent who will tick one or two, he has expressed that the retail store is quite near to his residence. Well, whereas if he gives a point of 6 and 7, then he expresses that the retail store is quite distant from his residence. So as the responses move to the right, then it will tend towards this extreme and will move away from this extreme. Similarly, in the second case, it is referred as difficult drive or easy drive. Both are basically capturing the attitude of the respondents using bipolar adjectives. That means adjectives which are used at two extremes, where at two extremes we fit adjectives which are quite contrasting or which are contradictory. So by that, the researcher will be able to identify the attitudinal disposition of the respondents towards that particular object, towards a particular characteristics, using a 7-point scale. Now, it is a quite popularly used scaling technique because it is very easy to construct. At the same time, it can capture, attitudes of more number of candidates at the same point of time, more number of respondents at the same point of time. So it produces interval data, as you can understand that it is being rated. The next technique of scaling that we will study is, you can say that it is the most well-known technique of scaling in social science research, which is being developed by Likert, which is called as Likert scales. Now, let me tell you that often it is mispronounced as Likert. It is not Likert, it is Likert. So, the scale developed by Vinces Likert, this is basically a scale where a phrase is given and the respondent is asked to express his agreement or disagreement to that particular phrase in a continuum which will range from strongly disagreeing to the fact or strongly agreeing to the fact. As you can see from this exhibit, there is an example here. It is given where it is written that whether the respondent believes that interior is superior to the traditional libraries for searches, because nowadays we often use Google as a search engine for for knowing different concepts. So there was a survey conducted, or it is just an example, an arbitrary case which is created to make the students understand. Now here basically the respondent is asked whether he feels that internet is superior to the traditional libraries when it comes to search, and there are 5 points given to each levels of agreement. So the levels of agreement will vary from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Here basically few things have to be kept in mind, that whenever the researcher constructs the Rince's Likert scale, he has to keep in mind that the phrase which he has developed, it is complementing the attitude that he wants to study of a particular object, and at the same time he has to keep in mind that to maintain consistency in gathering the responses, the researcher has to keep in mind that whenever the statement is uttered in a positive tone, then 1 is a point which will be assigned to the strongest disagreement, and 5 will be a point will be assigned to strongest agreement. So the intensities are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whereas 5 refers to strongly agree, 4 refers to agree, 3 refers to neutral, 2 refers to disagree, and 1 refers to strongly disagree. Now, whenever the tone of the phrase is not positive, it is it is uttered in a negative tone, then the points will have to be reversed. That means at that point of time, where at the first case you had given 1 to strongest disagreement, now you will give 1 to strongest agreement. This you can understand that this is used to maintain consistency in the responses which are gathered. So this is how we come to an end of the discussion. So please take your time, put focus. You should not you should not go through this concept hastily. You should give enough time to your intellect to receive the concept. You should be completely receptive to these concepts, unless and until you find a tuning, and you can tune with the concept, you will not be able to understand. As I have told you earlier, that you need a mindset of a researcher to understand the concept of research. So I am giving you ample time to prepare. So I will come up with the next part of the notes maybe on Thursday. And on Thursday, we will discuss the next part, the final part that is remaining of your 4th unit, business research. Then we can proceed to unit 5. Now you prepare the concept, read it very thoroughly. Any doubt wherever, I know that the ideal situation would have been that had you been in personal presence with me, then you would have asked the doubt then and there. But since it is not possible, the best way by which I can access to my students is through this mode. So you have to bear with the inconvenience. So till Thursday, I expect that all of you are done with the preparation of these notes that will discuss. That is basically a discussion on the different scaling techniques. And on Thursday, we will come up with the next part of the notes. Thank you very much.